Hi students, welcome back to the class which is discussing about matter. Today, let us learn about the properties of solids and liquids. The five properties of solids are: solids have a definite shape, a definite volume, texture, many free surfaces, and solids are incompressible. Now, let us look into each properties in detail. We know that wooden block, rock, coin, etc. are examples for solids. Wherever we are keeping these objects, for example, whether we are keeping them on a hilltop, field, room floor, or in any big vessels, the shape of these objects are not going to change. We have already learned the reason for it. We know that the molecules in solids are closely or tightly packed because of strong intermolecular force of attraction and very less intermolecular space. Because of these two properties, the shape of solids will not change at room temperature unless an external force is applied on it. So we can say that the one property of solids is that it has definite shape. Since the shape and size of solids are not changing, the space occupied by it will also be the same, isn't it? And we have learned that the space occupied by an object is called volume. Thus we can say that the solids have definite volume. Here, the ball in the glass and in the cubical box occupies same space. Thus, we can say that the ball have a definite volume. Next property of a solid is that solids have a texture. Different solids feel different when we touch them. That is, some may be felt as rough or others may be felt as soft, isn't it? For example, when we are touching on a wool or cotton, we will feel it as soft. If we are touching on a rock, we will feel it as rough. And the polished surface will be felt as smooth, right? That is why we are saying that all kinds of solids have a texture. Moving to the next property, that is, solids have many free surfaces. For example, if you are taking a pencil box, consider it as your pencil box. How many free surfaces does it have? Let us count it. This is the one free surface, the top part. The other will be at the bottom part. Then one will be at this side and the other will be at the just opposite side. Then one will be here and the sixth will be here. Thus we can say that if you are taking a pencil box or a box in the shape of a cube or cuboid, it will have 6 free surfaces. Like that, if you are taking your pen, we know that this pen has how many free surfaces? There are 3 free surfaces. The one is the curved surface where we are holding the pen to write. The other one is the bottom end of the pen and other one is the top end of the pen. Thus we can say that there are 3 free surfaces. Like that, if you are taking your water bottle, book, table, etc., everything have many free surfaces. Now, do you know why do solids have many free surfaces? Reason is simple. Its intermolecular space is less. So, its intermolecular force of attraction is more. Thus, it is closely packed and its all the surfaces are freely exposed to air. Moving to the fifth property of solids, that is, solids are incompressible. Since the molecules within the solids are tightly packed, it is difficult to compress it. For example, if we are considering the solids like wood, rock, metals, etc., it is difficult to compress. That means they are incompressible. But we can expand or contract to a small extent on being heated or cooled. These are the five properties of solids. Other than these properties, a solid can be stretched into vials or beaten into sheets. The thing is that we are applying an external force. Then, molecules within a solid are not free to move from their positions. They vibrate on their mean positions. That is why solids are not capable to flow. Now let us learn the properties of liquids by comparing to the properties of solids. In the case of solids, first of all, we have learned that solids have a definite shape. And what about liquids? In the case of liquids, the molecules are loosely packed so that it do not have a fixed shape. Whenever we are pouring some liquids into a glass tumbler, it will take the shape of that glass. If we are pouring it into any floor, then it will spread out there. If we are pouring the water into a cylindrical vessel, it will take the shape of cylinder. If you are pouring any liquids to a vessel of cuboidal shape, then it will take the shape of cuboid, right? So we can say that the shape of liquid will be always changing. Thus we are saying it do not have a fixed shape. The next one, we have learned that solids have a definite volume. What about liquid? Do they have a definite volume? Yes, they have definite volume. Why? Because we know what is volume. Volume is the amount of space occupied by an object. Like the solids require some space to occupy, the liquids also require some space to occupy. That is why when we are pouring more water into a fully filled water bottle, what is happening? The water will overflow. This shows that water needs some space to occupy. Not only in the case of water, whenever we are taking or considering any liquids, the condition is the same. So we can say that liquids have a definite volume. Then we have learned that solids have a texture. Texture means what? What we are feeling when we are touching, whether it is rough, soft, or smooth. What about liquids? Do they have a texture? Yes, they also have a texture. Whenever we are touching some types of liquids, we will feel that it is sticky. Is it? So we can say that liquids also have texture. Then we have learned that solids have many free surfaces. That means it has many surfaces which is exposed to air or the place or face which we can touch or see. Is it? We have considered the examples for pen and like a box with the shape of cuboid. It has 6 free surfaces for cuboidal box and 3 free surfaces for the pen, right? Now when we are considering the liquid, there is only one free surface for the liquid. Why we are saying that there is only one free surface? Just consider ocean. Ocean is full of water, is it? And we are able to see only the upper surface of the water, and only that surface of water is exposed to air. So we can say that water has only one free surface. Or you just consider any liquid and just consider if it is any vessel also. If it is inside a glass, then the upper surface of that liquid will only be exposed to air. The other surfaces won't be. That is why we are saying that liquids have one free surface. Then we have learned solids are incompressible. We cannot compress it. What about liquids? Liquids have more intermolecular space than that of the solid. So we can compress it. But the thing is that we cannot compress the liquid as easily as that of the gas because the intermolecular space of gas is very, very high. So we will say that we can compress liquid, but we cannot compress that much. That is why we are writing here liquids cannot be compressed much. It means that it is not as easy to compress as comparing to that of the gas. Other than these properties, the next property of liquid is that it can flow. Why the liquids can flow? Why? Because the intermolecular space of liquids are more than that of the solid, and intermolecular force of attraction is less compared to solids, so it can flow. Then liquids expand more on heating than solids. So these are some properties of liquids. That's all for today. In next class, we'll be learning more about the states of matter. Thank you.